Good morning. Today we are taking up Sons and Lovers, and again we are taking up summary of chapter 6. In this chapter we find description of Arthur. Now he is growing up and we come to know that he is not very fond of his father now. Mrs. Morrel finds him quite tiresome and he is fast becoming like his father in nature and in temperament. But there is a reference that Arthur wins a scholarship to a scholarship for a school in Nottingham, and he stays in the town with one of his relatives. He has been sent over there because of his difficult relationship with his father. Not only this, we come to know through this chapter that Annie has become a teacher in the board school, and we find Mrs. Morrel leaning more and more towards Paul for comfort. William has started seeing a girl, as we have been told previously, and now he becomes engaged to her. And on Christmas, he plans to bring her home to meet his family. But when she comes, she acts very high and mighty and puts on lots of airs and does not behave properly with Annie. William feels embarrassed as well as annoyed by her behavior. After she goes to sleep, he goes to his mother and tells his mother that he has no feelings for the girl, but he likes her around him in the evenings. We then come to know about Paul, and there is one incident where Paul, who has his afternoons off on Mondays, and on one such afternoon he visits Mr. Livier's farm with his mother, who has invited them. So the mother and the son, they reach the farm after having a nice walk through the countryside. The Liviers show them the farm, and there are lighter moments also where the Livier boys show Paul how to feed chicken out of their hands. They all become very playful, they try, and they tease their sister Miriam for being afraid. Paul helps her to feed the chicken when he sees her trying hesitantly, as she is a very shy girl. There is again a visit by William along with his fiancée, and again she behaves in a high handed manner, which really annoys William, and he starts to ridicule her in front of others. He later discusses with his mother and he confesses that he no longer is interested in her and that he does not want to marry her. But at the same time, he feels that it is too late to break it off with her. In the first week of October, he again comes home, but this time he comes alone, and then his mother notices that he is not looking well. After William returns, Mrs. Morel receives a telegram and she finds out that William is ill. On learning this, she goes to him and stays with him. But his health keeps on failing and ultimately he dies. Mrs. Morel sends a telegram and Paul goes to the mines to fetch his father, and then Mr. Morel goes to London. Both Mr. and Mrs. Morel return after some time, but Mrs. Morel is badly shaken up and she shuts herself off, meaning she is very closed off from the world. Meanwhile, Paul suffers from pneumonia, but she is in the same state where she has shut herself off. And then she realizes that she was on verge of losing her another son. But somehow Paul survives, and we then see that the life of Mrs. Morel starts rotating around Paul, and she starts heavily leaning on Paul for comfort. And their relationship also deepens in the sense that they find comfort in each other's company. This is all for today. Thank you.